check out Sometime Alone by AC the Artist. I'm going to put the link below so y'all could tap in with that as well. Spend some time alone, get into your solitude, learn yourself, learn about what you truly like, not just what's fed to you. All right. All right, we back. Yo,
Back.
some time alone. Make sure you stream that, get in tune with yourself, let it inspire you to breathe
Yeah.
and connect with yourself, connect with your being.
Hmm.
So we back here. I wanted to dive right into the element of creativity and
Hmm.
what that is for you.
Got you. Yeah. So, uh, man, creativity, man, it's like it's a something that I learned and actually called it's a psychological operating thing that we all I think all humans have is called code, right?
Mm,
So code and that is an acronym CODE. Code C stands for capture, O stands for organizing, D stands for deciphering or distillery, but deciphering, and then E stands for the expression or the exposure of. So it's
mm,
like with code, like I capture whatever it is that I want to create at that moment in time. Let's say I
mm,
want to go out in nature, I go ahead and take a picture or whatever it case to be. I capture that, or I see it in my head. It's like I got this idea, I captured it. It's in my head. All right, bet. Now I gotta go to the organizational part. All right, what do I need? All right, I need to go to the store. I need to get a pencil. I need to get some art. I need to get some paint. I
right.
need to get this type of cans. I need to get all this stuff. So I start organizing. You know what I mean, so this is like my whole beginning of a process of a creation. So
Yeah.
and that's also part of the creative process, right? So this code that I'm about to even run through, I enjoy that process itself. Like that alone is an enjoyment for me. You know what I mean? So I capture it, I organize everything I need. Now it gets into the deciphering part. All right, I'm deciphering how I want this to even be presented, right?
Uh-huh.
So do I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
it on how do I want other people to see it? How do I want to see it? How do
yeah,
I want to where do I want to create this? Do I want to create it in my home? Do I want to create it outside of nature? Do I want to shoot it live on IG so everyone's with me? Or do I want to put it in my own solidarity and it's just me and I got my headphones on? Or I'm deciphering all these things of how that end result's gonna be because I got all my tools and everything now. So after that deciphering process, then it goes, of course, to the process of actual the creation. Like, all right, do I put this layer first? You know, that's the deciphering part, man, which I enjoy. It's like a whole, you know, it's like a machine. It's like you move one cork screw, it might mess up the whole machine, or it's gonna affect this part of the machine. So it's like
mm,
that intriguing. That whole process is just like the enjoyment of that creative process in that deciphering part. And then the expression part, that's really how I plan to uh, impact whoever I am expressing or exposing my art to. So when it comes to the students, you know, maybe I'm gonna do a video, a step by step, so they can pause, stop. What you do, Mr. AEC? Oh, you did this? Yeah, I paused it right here for you. And this is what I did. I have you see that arrow is pointing here. This is how I made this line. Or if I'm in a doing going to an art show, I might not want to show any of the process. So
yeah,
I'm not doing no lives, I'm not saying anything. I just put in an art show and I don't put no biography to it on the side of it. I just want you to take however you take it. Like look
yeah,
at that painting and if it means happy to you, if it means sad to you, if it means whatever to you, I want that to be however it affects you. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
like that expressive part and I got to figure that out too, and the enjoyment of how I want to express or expose that type of art. That whole code process for me is the enjoyment of like I per se like once it's out there, like it's like whatever, like it's cool if it affects the world greatly, and if people don't like it, it's like whatever, like that's life. You know what I mean, I'm not tripping because as far as my fun, as far as my like enjoyment of the art itself, the enjoyment of that piece came prior to it being done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
enjoyment of this art piece that y'all see, for me, came prior to it even being made. Like, the creative process is where my piece was at, where I enjoyed doing it. Because all those other pieces that I've been done in the past, like, I'm not saying I don't care about them. I love all my art pieces, but I'm not
Yeah.
having no more. Like, you
Yeah.
know, it's done. It's back. It's wherever it's hanging up. It's somewhere. Like, it's old. Even my spend some time alone song. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed making the video. I enjoyed all. Like, I love it. I still love listening to hearing to it. But the fun, like, it was done, bro. Like, yeah, I made a song. It's a song, bro. Yeah. After 2 minutes, a 2 minute song is that it's over, bro. Like, my fun of the actual that piece of creating that art. It's done with, because my most creative process and the fun in the creative process is actually making it, not the end result is just like the cherry on top in the sense, but it ain't like the ice cream. It ain't the whole cake. It ain't, you know what I mean? It ain't the process of that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's it for me, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it, like, I relate with you. There's also, I do have something about the the end result and
Yeah.
seeing it existing in
Yeah.
real time, just like where it was
Yeah.
that thought of the capture, like it was that capture moment, and then
Mhm.
and yeah, through the process, struggle,
Yeah.
obstacles,
Yeah.
dang, I
Yeah.
gotta erase that or rip
Yeah.
that, or like, how do I sew
Every
that back
time.
on, or like
Yeah. Yeah.
all
Life
that,
on, man.
and
Know that.
then
Yeah.
having it just like in my face, just right
Yeah.
next to me, just like, yo, that's crazy, like that,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
No,
all
no,
that
yeah.
time, huh?
Yeah, I'll say I feel you. I definitely see that feeling that you're explaining. I think it's for me. It's short lived. Like, for
Okay,
me,
okay,
I have that feeling. I really do.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like literally, like 5 days working straight.
yeah,
Man, it's crazy. Like, I did it. It's like after it's done, it's like, all right, what's next? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
my I finally type them like, all right, bet. What's the next move? Because it's like I enjoy it, like the feeling of, even though it was like a lot of trials and tribulations to go through certain things, certain projects. Like, damn, this was hard. Like, I messed up here. I had to go back and redo this,
Yeah,
even though there's some hard time there. But I still enjoyed the figuring it out. Like, I
totally.
enjoyed the figuring it out. It's like that is one of them. Those feelings. It's just short lived for me. It's like, yo, this is great. I'm finally done. And then next day, it's like, all right, what's next?
Yeah,
What's the next one? You know, this.
yeah, yeah,
So, uh, I got that feeling for sure, just short lived for me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, bro.
I think that's helpful. Like your approach,
Mm-hmm.
I think, or just your, I guess, nature is helpful
Mm-hmm.
because it can be more conducive. It could be more conducive to creating more. Where,
Right.
but it depends too, because I thought about it. I reflected on that, to where
Yeah.
you could still, like, if you're marveling at the creation, that could inspire
Yeah.
to create
Inspire. No,
more as
no. I
well. Yeah.
agree.
So it's like I
I
could see
agree.
both
No,
elements.
no.
Like one is like, yeah, we did that.
I
What's next? And then another
right, right.
like, yo, I like that's crazy. Like, what? Like, I'm about to make something and go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And look at it, like, you know what? That's so dope. Let me make a part two. You know what I mean? Let me make a
Yeah.
part three of the series. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's another thing too, because it's like I've had that happen before, to where it's like I look at some things like, man, this is so dope. How can I recreate, or how can I, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Sometimes, nah, I definitely, I feel I had that, like that time for sure, especially in the beginning. But then now it's like I think it just changed over the years. It's just
Yeah.
like I like doing like that one thing,
Uh-huh.
and it's like I want to do another thing that's completely opposite or similar but opposite, but just as great, you know what I mean, or just
Yeah.
as good, or just as, it's like that's kind of like I don't, I in a sense, like I don't want to do the same thing. I always want to do something like different, because
Yeah.
I know personally I'm gonna be like, I'm getting tired of this, and I never want to get tired of doing the same type of design or something like that. So I always try to push myself to do something like new, you know what I mean, like completely out of my field type. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, all right, let me try this type of painting, or let me try this type of, you know, drawing or technique,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
might not be as whatever, but I know that it's completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that what one. So that's kind of just where I'm at now, just testing different things out, just trying to expand my mind a bit. And then, you know, I probably would go back to some old designer, but you know what, and
Yeah.
get
With new
inspired again,
techniques.
like
Yeah.
in 3 years, and this is dope. Let me try and redo something like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Word.
Yeah,
Cause I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
we were also speaking on the creative process with the expectations of money in mind also.
Oh,
Like
yeah, yeah,
how you approach the
man.
art.
Yeah, bro. You know, nowadays, like at first, like of course, like prior to me, like basically prior to when I was telling you earlier about the PE teacher who bought my painting for $100, the first
Yeah.
painting I made. Like prior to that, bro, I was just drawing, bro. You know,
Uh-huh.
I was just drawing cartoons. I was drawing on shirts. No money was involved. No, no art show award was involved. Nothing was involved in me getting a reward for me for my creation. Right? It was just like I'm creating because I want to see the outcome of this, and it looks cool to me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I like cartoons. Cartoons make me laugh. Let me make my own cartoon one day. Like
Word up.
that was that reality as a kid, as a teen. Wasn't thinking about, you know, I mean, of course, you know, our parents was, you know, I didn't have no bills per se. So it was like I'm just creating. I think that's the best form of art when there's no responsibilities, there's no nothing, you're just creating. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So you know, and then once I got my first payment for art, it was like, you know, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Uh-huh.
But you know, I always was never a money hungry guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But the fact that I guess it was just the fact that I know now that I can get money for painting,
Yeah.
it kind of put like, you know what, man? Yeah, you should do this for business. Like that sounds smart. I enjoy doing art. Let me make a business out of it. So that's what I started doing, right? And then I
Yeah.
started getting into like commissions, basically, because that's what it was,
Yeah.
commission.
Uh-huh.
So now, learn real quick was that art commissions is not what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like commissions because before that, right before that actual initial, hey, can you do this for me? It was me doing everything for my, like I was drawing the cartoons I wanted to draw. I
Yeah.
was drawing what I enjoyed. So when it came to the commissions, it's like, hey, can you draw this? And hey, can you draw, you know, my grandma? And hey, can you draw da da da? And it was like back to back commissions of what they wanted to do,
Yeah.
which is cool, but it's not my art. So I didn't have that same passion behind it.
Uh-huh.
So now it's a hobby no more. This is a job. Like this is a
Yeah.
job that I didn't think about signing up for in a
Yeah.
sense. You know what I mean?
Word.
So that now that kind of put me back as far as like I don't want to do this type of art. Like
Yeah.
this is not I imagine being a full-time artist. Like I wanted to do like the old school full-time artists. Like they did art, they won shows and they just enjoyed life. You know what I mean? What they put on the social media. Like that's what our
Yeah.
TV, I mean. That's what you
Uh-huh.
seen back there. Like, oh yeah, it went to the art show. They bought all my art and I'm living off, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Uh-huh.
what it was. Of course, not showing all the trials and tribulations outside of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But so yeah, so that's kind of like after going through and commissions is good money, right? I was making good money with commissions, and that's what I was doing for those 2 years too, just doing commissions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after that, that's when I learned, like, man, I was also I was also teaching too. I was teaching and doing commissions at the same time,
Yeah.
but I was like super stressed because I'm like, man, I'm doing all this art that's not even art that I want to do. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
it's not do and yeah, the money's cool, but I'm not. This is not cool. You know, like this.
Uh-huh.
I don't. This don't feel like me creating. It feels like I'm doing something for somebody else, bro. Like I don't care about this money. I don't care how much money is being thrown at me. If I don't want to do the art commission, I'm not going to do the art commission. I mean, I want only if I feel like this aligns with what I want to do. It aligns with the type of art that I do.
Yeah.
And that's now when my mentality started being like, yo, I don't care about the money per se anymore. You know what I mean? Like as long as I know that I got meals every day, I got a roof over my head, I'm all right. Because I personally don't got no kids, right? I don't got a kid nor a wife. So I really don't have to take care of anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like if you have that, I'm grateful to be in that area. Is like, well, I only gotta take care of myself. I can go without a meal a day. You know what I mean? I can go with I done been through some things. I done been sleeping in the car, like home. I've been through that. So like I can go without a few things and be okay. You know what I mean? Because no kid that's dependent on me or no wife that's like, hey, you need to bring home whatever. So with that now, it's like, all right, bet. Now I can just create art. I can go back to how it was, where I just like, yo, it don't matter if my fridge is empty. It don't matter if I don't got no gas in my car right now. And this 4 hours of creating art, that's all that matters, bro. Everything else, I'll figure it out after, you know what I'm saying? After I take my headphones off, I'll figure it out after that. You know what I mean? But right now, with my headphones on, my music playing, and I'm creating music, or I'm creating a beat, or whatever it is, I'm here. I mean, I'm present. I'm in the mode. You know what I mean? So everything else is like, oh, yeah. I mean, like even right now, bro. Even the dialogue of the artistic way of having this interview. You know, two artists having an interview. It's an art to the communication that we have. But like right now in this moment, bro, everything is irrelevant, bro. I'm in a small town in Texas. There's 30,000 people in here, right, in the city. But I don't know. I don't care what's going on right outside of this room and space that we're in right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else is relevant. I'm not thinking about nothing. Kids, students, family, nothing. I'm it's this moment right here. Because we're talking about art. I'm in the mode of that. So it's like it's the same way when it comes to creating art. Like everything else is irrelevant. We all have trials and tribulations and issues, whatever it be. But I'll worry about all that after we get off the interview. It's art. Like I'm engaged in artistic conversation. So it's like that's where I feel like once you figure out that love of art and you remove the money away from it, you don't tag a, you know, I mean, I didn't ask like, hey man, you gotta pay me for this interview, or hey, you think this interview gonna get thousands of views? Like I'm not thinking of none of that. It was like, oh no, I get to chop it up with Q, I'll bet. Yeah, man, that's love because he's a solid dude. He an artist just like me, and we gonna chop it up. You know what I mean? So it's like that, yeah, bro. Of course, bro. It's like that mentality. I'm grateful for. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that like I went through that process of life where it's like, okay, I witnessed what it is to be an art commission artist. I guess what we want to call it, and I understood that I didn't like it, and I didn't have a love for money to be like, let me do this thing that I don't like doing just for money. It's like, nah, let me do art, the art that I want to do, because I love it, not for money attached to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, that's my mentality with it, man, for sure.
And you know what? Listening to you speak about that and go through the experience of trying out commissions as a career and as an approach to living off of your art, that sort of brought it full circle in my mind back to finding that balance, because that's how you're approaching the art and then learning. It also touched in with spending some time alone, because you learned about with doing art, I'm not feeling this part of it. Like this is not where I'm at.
Oh, thanks, bro. It literally was all like one of those like, you know what I mean? You think you're gonna be full time, like you're not working 9 to 5, you're just doing art commission, you going back to back. It's like you doing art and you by yourself, and you really are by yourself because it's so much work. Like art commissions 7 hours a day to deadlines to meet, things like that. And it's like, all right, yo, this is a lot. You know what I mean? And it's like, is it work? And, you know, it never really, you know, art people who do art commissions, like a lot of times the clients really aren't paying you really like the
What is
amount of
worth
effort it
your
takes.
time?
What is, you know what I mean? Their
Yeah,
time, bro.
and your
In that
skill,
time,
all
bro.
everything. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So it's like the amount of time you spend on the art, even if you do an art piece for like, let's say I charge $150 or $200 for an art commission. Man, that art piece could have took me two, 3 full days. Maybe a week to do, but
Yeah.
only get $200 for it. You know what I'm saying? That's really like, I don't know, $15 a day. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
comparison to a 9 to 5, you know what I mean? They making that in an hour. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like you paying me dollars an hour in a sense, like cents or $1, $2 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Within 2, 3 weeks of
Yeah.
work, and
Yeah.
it's like if you do it like that, you know what I mean, time wise, and that's like nah, like I still got to do a 9 to 5, and I still got to pay bills. Like $200 ain't gonna do nothing for. That's
Yeah.
a light bill. It's that whole process of that, and yeah,
Mm.
you spend time alone, bro, and just figure out like, man, hey, this ain't it for me, man.
Exactly. That reflection where
Yeah,
in relation to what you're expressing, I noticed with like I ended up getting into fabric, just like
yeah,
fabric design and just like working with
dope.
hand sewing, and when I yeah, like so first I started with uh this hood. Let me see. Yeah, if I could. So I got this hoodie
Uh huh.
and so I'm gonna cut this thing off just to get the
Nah, for sure.
let's see uh, choose. All right, none. So yeah,
Okay, okay, yeah, that's
yeah.
dope.
So
That's
yeah, like so I did some reverse applique
for
and like
sure.
cut out the hoodie, use another fabric, boom on the
Yeah,
inside,
yeah,
and like rice just sewed that up in there. This was my first one, and
dope, dope,
then I got the face, and then so
dope,
I outlined that,
dope, dope. Yeah,
you know. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah. So I was doing that,
That's dope.
and then
Hey,
I
that's
started
dope.
making what's up?
No, I'll say that's dope, bro. I love that. Like, I always wanted to get into stitching and stuff like that. That's embroidery. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
dope, bro. I just
yeah.
never got around it. That's dope, bro.
Word.
That's
So
dope. That's
it
dope
was
as
just
hell.
like you go in on that kind of stuff, like especially with your hand, you just there, like just sitting
Yeah,
there hours,
yeah,
weeks, like
yeah, yeah.
I yo yeah, I'll show you one more thing, but I just wanted to like
Nah, definitely.
all right, man, here we go. Yeah. So yeah, I was just showing you the handmade hoodie
For
and
sure.
was talking about, man, like that took at least a week, but like
Yeah,
in between everything
yeah,
I was doing, I
yeah,
was doing that. Like
yeah,
wake up, doing that, go to training, come back,
yeah,
I'm doing that. Like
yeah.
you know,
Ain't
like
no
yeah.
time
Oh
for
man.
something else other than like just because a lot of times artists aren't just doing art. Like they either working a 9 to 5, they got work, they got family, they got different things to do. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't always just like sit and knock things out straight. It's like nah, you could probably do an hour here, 2 hours here, stop, go do whatever you gotta do, come back, hour, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
all things, that's why it be taking so long for real. It's like, yeah, a project may take 9 hours to do, but we ain't sitting 9 hours doing so. You know what I'm saying?
Straight. Yeah. Yeah.
We doing like 1 to 2, maybe 3. You know what I mean? But we got life to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gotta eat and all these other
Exactly.
bro. So a lot of people don't get that though. You know what I mean?
Word.
They don't
Cause
get
it's
that.
like it's how you were saying, like if you doing this commission, it's taking you these days
Yeah,
and someone's trying to give you $200, that two
yeah.
hundred dollars is not cutting it, like
Nah,
it's not really supplying you fully to move how you need to move. So
exactly.
it's it's like, well, we
Yeah,
gotta this gotta sit to the side a little bit because I gotta make moves that generate
exactly,
a little more than that. Yeah,
exactly. Like that's what they don't
that's
be
that
getting.
balance. What's
They
up?
don't, yeah, that's what a lot of folks to be understanding is like if a project take 2 weeks to do, you know what I mean? In reality, it probably took 15 hours, but it's like if you only give me $200 for 15 hours worth of work, that's wild.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
wild. Like you gotta think like that's a wild uh equation. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like 15 hours of work straight through, and you only give me $150. It's like, oh, you give me $10. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And then it's not like I'm just doing that art. Like I'm doing the delivery, I'm doing all of that, I'm doing, you know what I mean? And that's all
yeah.
you do. It's like, come on, man.
The
Like
sketch, it's like the
concept, the
concept
time.
art,
That's all.
draft it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Come on.
the
It's just,
materials.
yeah, dog. They not understand. Like, yeah, that's just like that. Yeah, we didn't even talk about the the actual physical things we got. Like the material. We just think about time. We ain't talking about the materials. Like that's expensive. Like that is crazy, dog. But they don't be understanding that, bro. Like
uh,
that is crazy, dog. But you know what I mean? That's just that's kind of where you gotta sit back and just be like, all right, hey, do I love what I'm doing? Is this what I want to do? And is it worth it? You know what I mean? That's kind of
yeah,
just where the time worth it. Because even sometimes it's like, yeah, I'll give you $1,000 if you do this, and it's like, you know what? Sometimes if it's gonna take if it's gonna take 3 months to do it, you just gonna give it that. Like, I'm good because I want my time.
yeah,
Like that's a lot of what I'm saying. The money you want me to paint a whole like a whole building. You know what I mean? And you only
yeah.
give me $1,000. I'm gonna get $500 is going to paint materials. You know what I mean? And the amount of time, and it's just you working on it. Yeah, bro, I'm good, man. It's like you gotta map that out sometimes, bro. Just
Yeah,
make that decision. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's a good point, man. I think it's a good point what we're diving into just as
Yeah.
far as assessing what is worth your time. And I
Yeah.
like to think about that a lot as well. Just a lot of reflection on like what am I doing and
Mm.
and even seeing some gigs that come up if it's music or if it's different projects, collabs
Yeah.
and just being like, yeah, is that worth like or um would I rather just like not make that and work on
Something
something
else.
else and just kind of play? Yeah, like
I feel you on that, bro.
yeah,
I feel you, bro. Because it's like, all right, boom. I can get a commission to do, I don't know, a painting for $200, and I know it's gonna take me about a week and a half to do, or 2 weeks maybe, right?
yeah,
Or I can go ahead and not spend $200, maybe spend like $30 or $40 and create my own art that's gonna take me maybe a week to do,
mm,
and to push that out there and put my energy into that and like get my, you know what I'm saying? Is it worth
yeah,
like my worthiness of the time? Like if
yeah,
I do it's my art, I enjoy doing it and I'm marketing myself. If it's
yeah.
other, if it's an art for another person, it's like it's gonna be in their plot, it's gonna be in their space, it's not your idea. You're not really marketing it in a sense, like, you know what I mean? So it's
It's real
like,
private. Definitely, yeah.
yeah,
It would need to be like how you mentioned earlier, something that like you would need to be inspired about it. Just like I love
uh,
this person or I really rock with this person to
yeah,
where I'm down up because it like how I see it as well is it's a form of love like
it is.
to
It is.
create for somebody. Like if they're like certain people they're like, oh man, I would love if you created this in this style. Like you're like the PE teacher who was like, yo man, like Darth
Yeah,
Vader, like they were just hyped about it, and you
nah,
like, yo, I got you. Like you had the 24 by 36. Like that's
yeah,
two feet by 3 feet,
Yeah,
just huge joint. Like,
yeah,
yo, check it. Boom.
yeah,
So
for real.
that's where I do feel like there's that element too. Like there was one of my friends, he was getting he did like a commission for his wife. He
Right.
wanted like a for their anniversary. So then
Yeah,
it was dope. Like I'm
yeah,
like I'm the dude just doing this
yeah,
piece where he could give to his wife is one of one. You not
yeah.
finding it anywhere. It's just super special. So it's and it was I did not get a lot for that. You know, like
No,
that was like
of course,
super.
of course.
Yeah, like
Though, you
we
know what I
made it
mean?
happen. You know.
Yeah, it's out of love, bro. That's
Yeah,
how I be creating. Like, if I create something for somebody, it got to because like I place value on that person. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Or it's something that really touched me, and I'm grateful, and you know what I mean. I may not have all the money to per se give, but I know I can create something that's like, hey, just to show my appreciation.
uh huh,
This for you, this for your family. So it's like
yeah,
it's just but like yeah, that I gotta be inspired, just like you said, bro. I gotta be inspired to really like create for someone else or do for somebody else when it comes to art, at least. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's tricky because recently I had I was in like a I don't know if it's a rut. Like it was just like a period of time where I was creating, but
mm,
but I had certain demand. Like,
yeah,
all right, so this person they wanted a commission kind of they wanted like penciled portraits, right? Like they
yeah,
wanted portraits. Then another person was like into the clothing because they saw some of the pieces I made and was like,
yeah.
oh, I would love like how much, and,
Right.
right? Like so it's like them, but then I'm sitting there, I'm working on painting a guitar, you know, like
Yeah,
just kind of that was my person. I'm like, oh, like I'm vibing off of this. But then um I got into that space and I had a conversation with my friend. We were speaking about like he was bringing up like God's will and like
yeah,
you know like how you just like what is that? Like cuz he's
mhm,
like really moving in that space of like thinking like all right, God's will and
mhm.
and then I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, well, if it's like that, I think one of those factors is the demand element. It's like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's like outside of yourself. It's a
yeah,
gift, it's a gift that you have, and then it's something that they're wanting, you know.
yeah,
So it's yeah, so I targeted that. I was like, all right,
yeah,
boom, like, and then I by doing that, I did get into a fresher energy, like by
yeah,
boom doing the portraits, waking up, doing the sweater,
yeah, yeah,
like boom, got that out. Then I
yeah.
just chilled for a little. I was like, all
Yeah.
right, guy, I got that out.
But you know what's crazy? That's the balance though too. You know what I
Uh,
mean? Balance of like, all right, let me knock it out.
yeah,
And not knocking it out, I'm gonna chill before I knock something else out. Ultimately, like, you know, we as creatives, like God just blesses certain human beings to be creative. You know what I mean? Which is us. Which I'm grateful. You know what I mean? But there's certain God is like, you know, we're gonna sprinkle some art here, sprinkle some art creativity here. But
uh,
this person, so it's like, yeah, we do have that demand. We have high demand because our skills and our talents is very unique. You know what I mean? And there's only a few of us. I mean, there's a lot of artists,
yeah,
but
yeah,
there's a lot of artists, but there's not a lot of artists in one area in a sense. Like there's not a lot of artists that are similar in one area. If
mm,
that makes like all artists are different. I always say that, but it's like there's not another you, or there may be another you, but he's in a whole nother state.
uh-huh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
For a whole nother city and
yeah,
stuff like it's like one of you in every other county or every other state, whatever it be. So it's like, yeah, you are that high demand because in your area, you're the Q. You know what I mean?
uh-huh,
And other area where there's another Q, it's just a different name, and they
yeah,
do whatever they do and they serve their community. But And when I say you're you, as far as like you're the creative of those people who are around you. So there's only one of you. So you have to, and you don't have to serve, but if you do answer the calling, it's like, all right, I'm doing my part. Like it's like you have a value on this earth.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm the only one who can do this in this area. Let me go ahead and serve. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I'm not gonna serve too much because as far as my balance, I know that I gotta get myself back because there's nobody else. There's not another me to serve back to me, right?
Uh-huh.
There's not a person gonna be like, all right, man, since you did that, I'm gonna come in over to your house and I'm gonna make sure that you good and I'm gonna fix up the place. So I'm gonna do, you know what I mean? There's no one doing that. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
I gotta make sure I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do it for myself until until the day comes where the people who you did serve either all come together and they do a kumbaya and give you all this money or whatever they, however it goes. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you've been serving us for years. Here you go.
yeah,
Things like that, but or not even like from the people you serve, but organically, just like, hey man, we've been seeing you grinding, and people just start showing love. You know what I mean? And then you
yeah,
just get to the point where you could chill out, and you don't really have to do so much of the high demand because you then cultivated a resume and a portfolio, and you can just do things on your own. So,
yeah,
um, that's finding that balance, bro. Just you meet the demand because you work on your skills and your skills are just given to you as well as worked on your skills as well. And then it's just like, why not in a sense? It's not, you don't really consider it demand at this point because it's what you love to do anyway. You know what I mean? It's a
yeah,
skill. Like, why not do it? Because you don't want to just have the skill and not use it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like one of them things like, yeah.
But yeah, man, I feel like the one of the main points of us speaking here is just to like get into something
Mm-hmm.
and reflect on it. Like figure out if that's you, and
Oh.
if it's not, then leave it alone. But if it is, then you learn something deep and precious about yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
about how you want to move, how you want to charter your life based off of these different elements that make up you.
Nah, facts, bro. I agree, bro. That's what it's all about. I think most artists, I think ultimately artists find that out like throughout the creative process. They just learn it along the way.
Mm,
Learn it faster than others. Some it takes a little bit longer. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I think artists find it first in comparison to others.
mm.
Uh, aren't really
Uh,
creative like that. You know what I mean? They're just some other people are just like analytical.
mm.
Kind of just numbers and type of people. Though I think those people have a little bit harder time figuring it out because their mind doesn't really work how our mind works. So I think it takes. I mean, I'm just my assumption. I don't know, but I just think it takes a
Uh,
little bit for them to really like understand what they love to do because they're so just I gotta go 9 to 5. That's it. I'm in a cubicle and this is how life is, and it's not like they got the opportunity. Like their mindset doesn't put them in the opportunity to be like, let me sit down and just create something and
uh-huh.
figure what you know what I mean. So I think
Yeah,
we just have the opportunity to find it a bit faster than the average person who doesn't really have that time or opportunity just to sit and create. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
the mind work that way. You know what I mean?
Word.
So
Because
yeah.
even with what you're saying, were you finished?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even with what you're saying, just the exercise of creating something,
Yeah.
in that process, you can learn about the creative process in general with your life.
Yes,
And,
bro.
and that's how I could see that you would pick up on it because you're sitting here working on, oh, well, I want it to be like this, or okay, it might not be able to stand up straight if the bottom is round. Let me cut the bottom now. Like, and then you just designed and created something based off your experience. And then you can reflect on like your experience now. All right, well, I can't do this if I'm struggling trying to pay this. Like, so I need to like adjust my move and then create this for myself so then I could do this.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Bro. That's what it's about, bro. That's what I was talking about for sure.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, yo, it's been a pleasure having you on here, AC the artist.
Man,
Um,
great. Bro, glad to be on here, bro. For real, for real.
and yeah, man, just really I'm digging the content, digging the mindset, digging
Yeah.
just like the cause you it's like you have students, like people looking at you, even where you mentioned the blue check situation, right?
Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
yo, I was in the menu too, and we wrapping it up, but I
Yeah.
be there too. Like my mom be like, hold up, what yo. So the with the blue check, I noticed when I was on the profile, it's like
Yeah.
now you could get the blue check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before it was like, nah, you not
Yeah.
eligible. But
Yeah.
now it's looking like put your birth certificate, put your
All of
passport,
yeah.
put your
Yeah.
the proof. Like, get out of here.
Like, I'm good. You know what I mean? It's like for what now? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, y'all doing a lot, man. Y'all wilding. You know what I mean? It's just like you got it. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then you got to pay monthly, like $15 a month and all this stuff. It's like, yeah,
Nah,
it's
yeah.
not
Good
good.
on that. Good on that.
Yeah,
But I dig the yeah, I dig the messages really just exemplifying that creative process and showing it,
yeah,
not just
yeah.
talking about it, but just like being the art that people
Right.
are witnessing. So that's yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Um,
I appreciate you, bro. For real. Same here. I have mutual feelings because of the music, because of the artistry that you present, and just the genuineness, bro. It's just it's love. Like you know, it's you're genuine. Like you remind me of me. Like just a solid guy who just loves creating art, bro. It's just like that's all you need is just the tools, whatever the equipment is, and I can go anywhere and just create, bro. That's like I think how it should be. You know what I mean? Like that's just how art should be created, bro. Just
yeah,
give me my instrument, give me my paintbrush, give me my whatever. This is my tool that I utilize, and let me create. And then, you know, that's you get what you get. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I appreciate that from you, bro. For real, for
Thank you. Thank you. Straight up. So everyone tapping in, tuned in, check out,
sure.
spend some
Yeah,
time alone.
yes, for sure.
Yeah. And make sure you spend some time alone.
Yeah, yeah. To the song, and then just take heed to everything I was saying in the song. It's like, yo, no phone,
No
no
phone.
people. Just play the music. You know, music is cool. Just be in your head and just work on whatever it is that you want to work on, man. Whether it don't even got to be art. It could just be mapping out life and you just doing
Yeah.
everything in that time alone in solidarity, you know, and just figure things out, man. And then, you know, hopefully things come clear for you. So that's what it's all about, man. For sure.
Word up. And that's AC the artist. We got Mr. That's Life with the
Yeah,
DATS Life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure,
Yeah.
man.
So we'll start there, huh? Just AC the artist and Mr. That's Life. That's cool. Oh, AC the shooter, cause
Oh
he
yeah,
got some
yeah.
fire videos. I saw that track. That track one was fire. Shit, like yeah,
Yeah, my student Bubby, man, my boy Bubby, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yo,
We running together, man. He's a cool dude.
yeah, straight
Yeah,
up. So we got those three pages to like at the basis follow those. Mr.
yeah,
That Life, AC the artist, and AC the shooter. And
man.
I'll have those posted below as well. And then I'll check for the link for
Yeah,
some time alone, and then just have that
yeah, yeah.
available.
The link is up. Actually, the link is all in all three bios. So, Mr.
Yeah,
That's like,
in the tree.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all
Gotcha.
in it. Thanks. So, yeah, man. Appreciate it, man, for sure.
Most
For sure.
definitely. All
Yeah,
right.
man,
Well, yo, we'll talk soon.
for sure. All
Peace.
right. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Yeah. So for those of y'all, if y'all like what y'all see right here, drop a like, If you have any thoughts, comments, you want to see any other kind of artists up on here, drop a comment below. And if you want to continue on this journey with me, click subscribe and we can vibe. Peace out.